Kia ora and welcome to this Amotai video on social procurement. I'm Frae Cairns and I'm a procurement professional and I'm part of the Amotai whānau. In this video, you'll learn what social procurement is and how to include social outcomes that are relevant to your business in tender responses, even when they aren't asked for. Let's start by defining what social procurement is. Social procurement is the process of acquiring goods, services, and works in ways that create socio-economic value over and above the purpose of what's being procured. Social procurement is not corporate social responsibility, nor simply purchasing social services or works to build social infrastructure, unless there is additional value being sought. Social procurement has many different names, such as strategic procurement, responsible procurement, buy social, local content, but they all mean the same thing. The key is that buyers are asking for additionality, and you must be able to demonstrate that the socio-economic benefit you will have is above and beyond the primary purpose of the tender. However, you also need to be able to meet the standard requirements of a tender as well. Social procurement won't win you the tender alone. Now that we know what it is, we need to consider how it might be asked for in a tender. We are seeing a lot of social procurement questions focus on employment and employment-related outcomes in the current climate. This might look like tender questions such as, are you planning on taking on any new entrants to deliver this contract? Or it might be a directive like, as part of this contract, we expect you to take on 5 new entrants. Explain how you will achieve this. In your response, you need to show where you will source new entrants from, like a trades training provider, or personal networks, or a polytechnic, and how the new entrants will support the delivery of the contract and be part of your organisation. It's also good to demonstrate that you have pastoral care in place to ensure that these new entrants successfully attach to the labour market long term. You'll need to show that without this contract, you wouldn't be able to take these new entrants on, as this is the additionality the buyer is seeking. You could also give an example of how you have included new entrants before to show you have plans in place to train and upskill new entrants. If there aren't any specific social procurement questions, then you can still show the socio-economic impact that engaging your business will have, but you will need to do that within the standard tender questions. This means you need to include a response in a part of the tender that is being scored. Look for sections that are included as part of the non-price attributes or have a score or percentage weighting beside them, which helps signal their importance. Answer the primary purpose of the question first, and then look at how you could demonstrate added value. For example, you've heard Sina talk about how to write up key skills and key people, but this can also be a great opportunity to show how you invest in your people. Things you could include in this section, if relevant, are: if you'll be providing your staff specific training for this contract, if you have recently run a training to upskill your staff that relate to this tender, if you pay a living wage for all new entrants, if all staff have career development plans. It is important to show how you are investing in your staff and progressing their professional development and wages, as this is a point of difference in the market. The buyer may also see that you provide additional benefit above and beyond what they are procuring and score you higher for this. This section is also a good opportunity for you to identify your workforce. If you have a predominantly Māori and/or Pasifika workforce, call the statistic out here, but keep the statement factual. Something like, our team are 80% Māori and/or Pasifika. We are also frequently seeing buyers ask suppliers what added value or innovation they can bring to the delivery of the contract. When this question is included and scored, it is an easy opportunity for you to sell the buyer all the additional benefit you deliver. This is your chance to add in all the things that you may not have found a relevant place for in the rest of the tender. Things like, if you have an environmental standards or certificates like an ISCA rating or an ISO standard, if you have dedicated training programs to progress your staff that will be part of this contract, any key statistics that show how you support prosperity through quality employment, like the number of youth you employ or the number of Māori and/or Pasifika you employ. These are just a few ideas, and there may be opportunities to show your social impact in other parts of the tender. So once you have answered all the questions, always go back and look at how you might show an additional benefit as part of a response to the key questions being scored.